as the Joy. I have mixed feelings about Joy.
I was just thinking,
Right?
I was connected to you guys here because
Big guy connection.
Big guy
Big guy connection.
And same concept, right? We were actually saying, where does Joy fit, right? And even when Yellow Flash played Joy previously, it didn't work out. So I'm surprised with the ban.
Yeah, no, he took a page out of Papa Dop's playbook and put him in the XP lane, which is pretty solid. Again, Joy is a sustainable hero.
Yeah.
Put a Retribution on her, very rarely will die. But what does she do with that, right? Compared to heroes that also very rarely die, like Uranus or Esmeralda, a lot of pressure there. So now, I think, I agree. Gideon, you said this maybe a few moments ago. They're going to keep it close to the chest. Nothing too crazy here, because they're both playing with, you know, less than ideal circumstances, right? Falcon already lost their first game.
Yep.
Burn Slash making their debut here, a lot of pressure on them too. So now with the 1-1 ban, it's very clear that both teams respect the gold lane. Are we going to be expecting here a possible...
Ban?
Could be, because again, I expect Hessa plays a mean Beatrix.
He does. And honestly, when I'm looking at the ban so far, the fact that they banned out Joy for the side of Burn Slash, I'm guessing they want to play a composition very orientated towards CC. I'm not sure if it's split push or team fight. I'm feeling more team fight oriented as Valentina gets banned for the side of Falcon. Let's see what this first pick is going to be.
I'm also thinking, you know, if you're going to give CCAT something here, Farsa has been doing work so far in day one, right? And that could be a possibility, but then you're left with this decision, what do you want to prioritize? And it's going to be a Fanny here, who we've constantly seen banned out for the majority of the day.
Absolutely, and teams in Southeast Asia love the Fanny. At least somebody on the team has one-tricked her for a good amount of time to be able to whip it out on the professional stage.
Doesn't tell me it's some rite of passage. Just get those cables in.
It's like the jungler minimum. Do you
Yeah.
play Fanny? Yes? Okay, you're part.
All right, let's go to the boot camp.
Let's go to the boot camp.
Faramis pick up here for Falcon, and I'm guessing they're going to combo this with something from the EXP or something for Rome.
I would think they would hold off on the roam for a little bit here. You want to still have that flexibility of throwing the Faramis into the roam or maybe into the mid lane. So the Lapu Lapu, I think, generally quite safe here. He has a couple of bad matchups, but at the end of the day, still brings a lot of value in team fights.
Again, I think that's why they took out the glue, you know, because that's usually the answer for Lapu Lapu. You see a lot of glue played into that lane. They're going to secure themselves that hero. I'm wondering if they trade the Fredrin, right? If we see Burn Slash take the Fredrin and put it in the XP lane, because that is kind of the old eternal battle, right? With the Uranus Esmeralda fight.
Now Fredrin.
Lapu Lapu. I don't know. I personally don't think that matchup is too favorable. Honestly, there's no leeway for either side. You want a very clear, distinct advantage here. And I think if they want to do that, I mean, Uranus is still a very good option considering that Burn Slash has already locked in one of its natural counters in the carry, and not to mention pairs very, very well with the Eve.
I'm liking what Burn Slash is doing. This is non-fundamental in the fact that they've picked all their damage in the first phase, but regardless, what this allows them to do is to just play around what's left. Regardless if Falcon bans out solid roamers or solid peel in the XP lane, they don't mind because this is their core already.
Ooh.
This is daring.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Ling,
Perilous.
Perilous.
Ling versus Fanny. Again, another very classic matchup, but you can expect the Fanny to have a lot more pressure in that early game. I'm surprised they locked in their jungle, especially in the first phase. They banned out, for specifically Falcon, they banned out the Kaja. I was thinking maybe a Kufra, an answer maybe to stop this Fanny, which Burn Slash just banned.
It looks like Falcon doesn't want to play the, I'm going to play this, so I'll ban this role. It's more of, I'll play this, so that you have no choice but to answer me, because they took out one of the last remaining predators of the Ling, the Hilda.
That's a good point. Oh, it's getting a bit stressful here, because it feels like Falcon might be playing into themselves. Look, we don't have the Kufra. We don't have the Hilda. I'm very curious if Falcon, I'm going back to like prehistoric days here. Anybody play Saber? Like, if they really want to shut him down, that's a possible answer.
Mid and Roam Saber was a thing for quite a bit.
Yep. Legacy stuff, man.
But it's too spicy. Right now, it's too spicy for 2023.
Too spicy? I feel like it's just right. Like, just right. I mean, the Diggy is already gone. Like, I'm feeling it here. It feels like it's going to come out.
I think it could, I mean, with it being day one, I don't think you can count out spicy, right? like, especially we're here in beautiful Indonesia, right? So
Of course,
it's all about the
sambal
spice.
everywhere. Sambal everywhere.
Oh boy, all right, here we go. The 10 seconds left on the clock. Let's see the final ban coming out from Burnix Flash. What else could they really be worried for? I feel like their first 3 picks are already so very good. The Ruby,
Another roamer. Yeah.
that is a really, really good ban.
I love it. No, the Ruby just stops whatever the Ling wants to do, whatever the Lapu wants to do, positions him, and then repositions him. Even the Faramis, the Ruby can give hell to the Faramis.
I would actually love to see Ruby here on the side for Burnix Flash, especially with that Eve, but you know, they're the one that banned that out here. But Brock locked in for Falcon, and this could be a good tool for them to work around, right? I mean, you have that long stun with a wild charge. You have obviously those walls you can set up here to cause a little havoc. Try to cut some people off if you can too, and make it a little bit harder for that Fanny to move around.
For sure, but at least it gives another threat to actually cancel out the Eve's real world manipulation.
Yeah.
You can use the Guardian's Bulwark as a way to kind of knock her, or if you want full commitment with the Lapu as well, the wild charge really sets up great. But it also is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? You build up that wall, you still need to hold spells specifically for Fanny.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening is Burnix Flash, regardless of what happens with these last 2 picks, are playing with their box.
Yeah.
They're the ones who want to poke, and then it's up to Falcon to try to break
so
through with
smart.
that. And they're going with a, correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Rome Matilda XP lane Fredrin.
Yeah.
So eventually ended up with the
Fredrin Lapu.
the new Eternal Battle.
Yeah.
You eternal.
I mean, it's
Eternal
more like
Battle
a
2.
flashy battle. Like, it looks like an action movie. Like,
Eternal Battle to Electric Boogaloo.
yes, we'll take it.
I'm with it.
In theaters near you.
I hate the fact that I know the reference and it tickles me every time. But
Coming
I gotta keep my composure here. I gotta be one of the big boys at the table. But with the final pick coming in for the side of Falcon, is there anything that could really save them here? They lock it. The Harith!
Gold Lane Harith!
Gold Lane Harith. This is going to be very interesting here, and it's going to be a little tough for at least Hessa to farm comfortably.
I was just saying, like, when we had the discussions about the meta and everything, like, gold lane, yes, you still have your marksmen, they're great options, but I feel like now more than ever, maybe more than ever, you can actually flex a lot of those picks, even the mage picks, in that gold lane. And we've even seen in previous tournaments, even like a Ruby gold lane, Hellkirk gold lane pop up. Not sure if that's going to happen, but even you mentioned a possibility of, hey, what if Hayabusa gold lane, right? There's I feel like room for flexibility just in that lane alone.
Yeah. So thinking about how Falcon might approach this matchup is the Harith is one of the heroes that aren't built to break through that zone, that box that Burnix Flash is putting up, because they need that. They need at least one failsafe, one emergency button for them to eventually rely on if the Ling plan to work out.
Well, at the very least, they have ways to stop the box. But let's jump right into it. Welcome to the Land of Dawn once again for match number 5. It is going to be Burnix Flash on the blue side up against Falcon Esports on the red.
Something to note. Falcon already applying here one of the few things that a Grok only can do, made popular by M2 World Champion Lusty with the minion block.
Yep,
right?
Delaying that wave.
Yeah, right there. See, and already Justin is getting a lot of waves.
Yeah, no, it's great because now Justin can sit under his turret. Wait, this is about to escalate. Hold up.
They're going to cut him off here. D7 has to flicker out. Going to be fine right now, but a lot of tension here between the two teams already early on.
Yeah, thank goodness Chima was ready to go for it. I mean, if this was a pub game, Chima would have just left me to die.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Sorry, buddy. But yes, more importantly, the mid lane is going to be highly contested here just so that the side lanes could have a good time. A lot of the pressure is going to be topsy-turvy here. We're on a seesaw. Let's see where the weight is going to be put on.
Wait, did Ken not get the purple? Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he didn't go for the purple yet.
You're right. You are right. That's kind of brutal here. Ken doesn't have his purple just yet. He's making his way back to go pick it up here. So okay.
He remembered.
He remembered. He still got.
I left it in the jungle.
Yeah, I left it in the jungle. I'll be back for it later.
Did I? I did. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Well placed wall there. Naomi gonna allow Ken to go ahead and get the purple buff, but Chima gonna try to cause a little havoc here. Looks like it was secured though by Ken. So yeah, interesting, right? Interesting decision to just leave that towards the end.
I think it's smart because Falcon was expecting potential invades, especially when you have D7. He took the Avarice, and that's when you know, oh, hey, Matilda wants to harass me, wants to get some early gold.
Yeah, no, and the way that Matilda was adjusted in the last patch, she's more of a killer now. Like, if you hit somebody with the Circling Eagle, they are more likely to prioritize the hit with the Wisps.
Wait, I see. He waited for that purple buff so he could time it with this first turtle.
Correct.
Right? The whole rotation there. So this should just be, yeah, turtle go in the hands of Ken. So that was a good call in the long term of things with that first turtle.
Yep, this is a variety of the rotation that was made popular by MSC 2022 champions, RSGPH.
Yep, really, really smart plays coming out from Falcon, really understanding and taking it a step further here, because you can see that even with Chima down by his purple buff, he knows he can't really contest it, not expecting this timing to go through.
And what this is doing for Burn is it's throwing them off. Do you see how Chima could not even think of even going to the turtle anymore? And they can't even, it's not like they even made much of it in the top lane. So this is also, again, in turn, giving Zipek some space.
Yeah, super balanced right now. Naomi, he's pretty far out, and I like what he's doing. He is just matching and mirroring what D7 is doing right now, making sure that they know where Burn is going to try and invest some time and effort to maybe get an advantage, maybe get a little bit of a lead. But Falcon understands the longer this game goes, there is a very high chance for them to actually go for a full-on fight.
Yeah, I think they have, I mean, especially when you have a Faramis on your side, you're in the hands of Justin. Also running that last worship, the poke there is great, but also the ultimate, right? I mean, that's why you usually pick them. You have that Cult Altar available to you. So team fight-wise, they do have that possible advantage, but still, with no one going down just yet, this is, again, we're not familiar, right, with this. Almost 4 minutes in, there's been no first blood just yet. It's very interesting with the compositions they both drafted as well.
Oh, wait.
Naomi, though, going to take the shots here. He's going to flicker in. He's going to wild charge in the wrong direction, though. Ken, though, able to grab D7, and they find another one as well as Hessa falls here.
Whoa, okay, that was about to be bad. Naomi whiffing the ultimate there, but at least they find a trade back.
Not worth it. They lost Hessa in the process. And that was one of the most ideal ways that Falcon can actually initiate. Yes, it was tricky for Naomi, but he knew what he was doing. I'm pretty sure comms would show that he was getting in there in the right time, and it allowed Ken to make a beeline for the back line. And he did, I don't even think it was Ken who finished off Hessa. He finished off D7, and this allows another free turtle.
So now they're going for it. Certainly Eagle going to be popped here. Ken able to secure the turtle, but Zip goes down as Chima able to find the kill. Another wild charge comes forth as D7 falls. Tempest Blade's going to be popped here. Ken looking for Hessa. Can't get the last hit, though, as he falls into the river. And it's I'm your ATM to secure another one.
Beautifully played by Burn. Beautifully played. They all had their battle spells ready to go. Those flickers making all the difference here in these small moments, moment to moments against Falcon.
And here's how that Matilda pick alongside the Eve on C-Cat makes a difference. With this kind of lineup, yes, you're playing with the box. But since it is a Matilda with the guiding wheel, you're able to relocate. And that's what allowed Burn to win that exchange.
Yeah, and now the item power spikes are starting to roll in here, right? C-Cat getting the Ice Queen's wand. He's got a little bit more utility. Even Hessa, he's getting close to that second item. I know for a fact that he already has the Corrosive Scythe. And yes, he's already starting to build up into that Golden Staff, I would assume.
Oh, I love it. The Ice Queen wand on the Eve is going to make finding him all the more difficult. First, pick up on the Enchantress Talisman on Justin. Yeah, he's going to be able to use Cult Altar even more. Bloodlust Axe first build up on the Yellow Flash. What's going to happen to Naomi?
Oh, Naomi's going to be in trouble here. That's what's going to happen as he falls to Chima. Can the team of Falcon back him up? Hessa going to be the focus. Tempest Blade's going to come down. It's Yellow Flash to grab the kill. Can they grab another one? They're slowed in the real world manipulation. They get the flicker out from D7, but I'm your ATM here to zone them out. But Chima's still going to go into the backside, focusing on Zip. Can't get him, though, and they disengage for now.
It's really interesting when you're looking at the thought process of Burn X Flash. Like, yes, we've already lost the guy, but still, they wanted to get something back. It may not be a kill. They are getting battle spells. Now, Yellow Flash can't go for these big flashy plays flickering into the middle of the fight. And more importantly, Zipex is actually having a pretty good time against Hessa. The Calamity Reaper just being more valuable in comparison to a Corrosive Scythe at this stage of the game.
Now you're going to think, what happens if this continues for the next 5 minutes, right? So far, Falcon has scored 100% of the turtles, And the only clapbacks that Burn have are when Falcon has no battle spells or when the ults come up wrong off of Falcon. So it's a matter of timing. If this happens for the next 5 minutes, all the more, Hess is going to have a hard time.
Yeah, this one goes in the hands of Ken again. A clean sweep on the Turtles. And it's Chima that falls to Yellow Flash. Seacat, though, with the box of death.
Oh!
Can't get a kill. It's Hessa, though, that finds Zip. Can they turn it around? They're going to focus on Justin as he has to flicker out, but he's not going to be able to get away as Hessa grabs another one. And D7 and CC Cat are on the hunt for Yellow Flash. Going to the hands of C-Cat.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate there. But again, we are now starting to see why people are like, hey, Hessa, he's just gonna carry. Don't worry,
Yeah.
he's got it. Because Falcon had a really good opportunity to turn, but Matilda ready to pull him out just in case.
So here's one of those moments wherein, yes, Falcon got the turtle, but as long as you can protect Hessa, as long as Burn gets a winning trade, the next 5 minutes are going to look better for the Khmer.
Yo, I thought Castle Crest was about to click right now. It was about to look bad, but I could see the confidence in Leo's eyes. His team has got him covered. The question is, when do we expect Zipex to actually come online?
Well, looking at Zipex, 1, 2, and 4, Mystery Shop obviously is going to help him, but oh!
Chima forcing out the Colt Altar.
Oh, wow. Well, Zipex, again, back to the story, he hasn't really left the gold lane. He's been here for the better part of the last, what, 6, 7 minutes? He rotated in mid, and another look at that team fight, right? C-Cat just swiping away, clicking away. You can adjust real-world manipulation as much as possible, but that's not really it. It's all about Hessa, all about D7, allowing, again, to relocate and reposition to give Falcon hell. And yes, Falcon is ahead, maybe a small amount, 200, but look, down bottom, ho-ho!
Ken's gonna go in with the Tempest Blaze. Naomi able to find the connection on D7, but look at the backside! Justin falls to Chima! They didn't have their eyes on the back, and they get unleashed on, and now Zip there to try to help him out. But I think this is going to disengage for now.
Hessa apparently died earlier in the fight, so it's still a 1-for-2 trade, and in the end of the day, Burn is still going to have a slight, very slight net profit here. However, mid-turret under fire.
Oh, Naomi's going to be in trouble here. Chima on the hunt with the high-end dry. Can't get the kill, though. Ooh. So it's Falcon that's still able to hold on to that tier 1 in the mid lane.
Oh, thank goodness. That mid-tier 1 is so very important here because once that mid-tier 1 is gone, purple buff might be up for contention for Burn.
Oh, be fighting for this Lord here. Yellow Flash going to be a little bit too late to the party. Chima able to secure it. Ken from the back looking for C-Cat. That's going to be the focus there, but it's Yellow Flash that falls here. Ken able to grab a kill. Zipex with the flicker out. Hessa guiding wins out. I'm your ATM falls though. And Ken with the double kill. Tempest Blade's going to be popped here. D7 though. They're bouncing between the tier 1. Purple buff going to be up here. Ken's got to be careful. Naomi, the battle for the purple buff. Chima able to escape. No, sir. He can't as he falls there in the tier 2.
You could see the Falcon fans just jump for a moment thinking that, yes, they stole it. Wait, they did it, but they got the kill, and that's when you expect the jump. So once again, Falcon now actually having a very clear advantage against Burn. It may be very small for now, but this could really start the snowball for Falcon, which we've been waiting for 10 minutes into the game. No Lord, whatever. You don't have a team to protect it. We'll cut down these Lord-empowered minions and continue on chugging forward.
Burn's not going to make the most of this Lord. Again, it's a free defense, 2K ahead. I would expect that in a fight that happens much like the last one that transpired, right? If it's scrappy, a lineup like Burn is actually more favored. But given how Falcon is so good at positioning and finding angles, Ken coming in just the last minute, Zipex as well holding down that ult before he unleashes it. It's so perfect, and that's what's leading Falcon here so far to get this small lead. Again, 13-11. Lord went over to Burn, but it's Falcon who's winning more fights.
I'm very curious about the item build so far. I just saw Hessa purchase the Winds of Nature. I'm not entirely sure whether he has the Golden Staff already or whether he's delaying it. We'll find out in a little bit as this fight might just break out. No, they're going to just back off.
Regardless, it's more important that he picks up the Wind of Nature before anything else at this point because Ken is so good at finding him. It's mostly for Ken, almost just for Ken.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, a lot of back and forth here. I'm your ATM, going to get the taunt off. Has to be careful how they go about this. Zip, though, with the Zaman Force right into the wind of... Okay, they're going to be fine, actually, as they back off from that real-world manipulation. The Tempest of Blades popped as well. That's so many ultimates expended here by both teams.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
That cannot be right. I think Falcon had a really big miscommunication there. There is a moment of hesitation.
Yeah.
You can see that Ken is in really good position to actually use the Tempest of Blades early enough to actually cancel out CCat's ultimate, but then at the expense of Falcon's team getting cut down, and even with the called Altar being expanded early, just cut
Something
through.
tells me it's analysis paralysis. He had to make a decision. Do I find the CCat, try to cancel that ult and kill him, or give Hessa what he's looking for? And they repositioned Hessa. I think Burn knows that that's what Falcon wants. They can keep doing that.
I love the term analysis paralysis. That is a good term.
And on a Ling, you can't have that. You have to have fast fingers and fast decisions, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but without the purple buff, it can be a bit tough here. Now, the Lord is spawned, it's already empowered at the same time. Yellow Flash actually picking up an Oracle for himself to try to protect it, but look at the side lanes, it's really starting to even up.
And you got to say, too, I mean, Ken has done a much better job this game than the previous one, and I feel like, you know, even on the same hero, and they're both junglers just hanging down on the bottom side, trying to handle those waves while they can. The rest of the team, though, pretty much working around this Lord. Again, they have the tools they need for it.
Do they have eyes on Naomi? Because look, Naomi can just ruin Burn here.
He's going to the backside, goes in with the conceal, looking for that wild charge, goes in with the flicker. They find Hessa. The Tempest Blade is going to be popped. That's the Wind of Nature popped. It's CCat that falls under the tier 2. Another flicker going to come out here. The Guiding Wind. Chima from the backside decides not to go in. It's only CCat that falls, but it's going to be a purple buff as well, taken from Falcon.
Really beautifully done coming in from Falcon to get the cancel, but now Burn looking for trades.
Oh, Chima went in, but not able to grab it. Quite low here for Falcon, but they might give it a go as Ken's working on the Lord. Circling Eagle to come out, but that is Zip. Able to punish D7. Lord secured as well. Naomi still standing for a little bit longer. Finally gonna fall here, but it's a 3-for-1 trade for now. Lord secured by Falcon.
They had to cut their losses there. They had to. I mean, even Chima, he goes in, tries to steal his own purple buff away, doesn't get it. That's where you call it quits. The Lord is coming, and you cannot afford to have members down while this push is happening. It just means that Falcon are pretty much going to get all the outer tier turrets.
It's a miserable spot to be here where it's your own purple and you have to steal it. So that was a clear win for Falcon. And right now, the best that Burn can do is hope and pray. Defend within your own base.
Oh, they get the real world manipulation down here. They're just going to disengage for now. So far, I mean, Falcon just happy with a couple objectives that they grabbed for themselves with that Lord.
I feel like they could get a little bit more here, but I think it's safer for Falcon not to press the advantage here for now.
They're still poking away here. Zip.
No, they wouldn't, right? I mean, they got another way of coming. Yeah, they're taking it slow, taking it chill.
They're going to grab this turret as they work on the inhibitor one. They have all the ultimates they need. Turret goes down to the top side. Yellow Flash quite low. He's too slow, though. And CCat able to grab a kill. Chima goes in. Immortality going to be popped here. The follow-up, though, as Zip grabs the kill. He's on a killing spree at this point. It looks like Burn X Flash still on the hunt here. They know they want to protect this purple buff, but without Chima, what's the point?
No.
CCat, though, Naomi getting poked down, still has immortality. D7 to back off for now. It's Ken that grabbed it. And another buff stolen away from Chima.
I get it. The decision for Burn to overextend was just a response to Falcon saying there's no more real-world manipulation. There's very little here to punish us. Yes, they got the kill on Yellow Flash, but Chima went down. Again, very clearly, Naomi helped there. Great use of the Guardian's Barrier.
Let's not forget, if you look at the items so far, Zipek's at full build already. We look at Carrie, she's getting very, very close, but her main core items have been completed. Now, coming down to the tanks here, we're noticing immediately, hey, D7, he's not going for full damage. He needs to make sure he stays alive so he can be the extending arm for Burn X Flash to press an advantage or to pull away.
Not just, they're using D7 as vision. They need to be able to tell where at least Naomi or Ken is one or the other. If you don't see both coming, that's lethal. The Falcon is going to land. I repeat, the Falcon is going to land.
Falcon incoming. Falcon incoming. 30 seconds on the clock, though, for the upcoming Lord. This is going to be a really big objective because now the gold lead generally doesn't matter too much, but Falcon just have one extra situational item.
I think the other, not only that, but Falcon also, so far throughout this game, has done a very good job at utilizing Naomi with the conceal, that wild charge, right? And the misplacement that he's, actually the displacement that he's doing for Burn X Flash with that Guardian barrier. I think those are two key things that's happening here. And now that this next Lord is up, this is going to be crucial for Burn X Flash to do their best to get into a objective-based fight for them, but they're going to lose another purple buff here from Chima.
It's difficult. On the contrary, I'd like to say that items still matter at this point because even Hessa, a perfectly built carry in the late game, would let go of the boots. You could save that for something else to save your hide and then get more damage output in.
That is a good point.
Yes.
No boots carry.
No boots carry.
Yeah.
Now, with the upcoming Lord here, this is going to be a really big objective. But with no purple buff on Chima, are they even going to try?
Well, I mean, it's the 4-on-4 right now, right? Both junglers kind of just hanging out.
Do they see Naomi?
Yeah,
Oh!
Ken's going to be fine, though. They're still working on it. I'm your ATM. Going to have to be careful. Real-world manipulation going to come down. Cult Altar there, too. D7. Immortality going to be popped. Naomi, though, Hessa was trying to do his best to zone him out. They got to deal with Hessa as well. They're still bobbing and weaving. Ken, though!
Oh!
He's going to fall from C-Cat. Huge mistake here. Now Falcon on the retreat, as the Lord might just go in the hands of Burn X Flash. Zip X, though. No one there to contest this one. It's looking rough for Falcon as this Lord continues to be whittled down here by Burn X Flash. Another flicker going to go out. Yellow Flash falls, though. I'm your ATM with another pickup. And just like that, Burn X Flash back in this game.
Highway robbery. I'm calling highway robbery. That was clearly Falcon's Lord. But the way that Burn responded, they're not done.
Oh, they're still going back and forth here, but this looks like the disengage call from Burn X Flash. They're going to go ahead and reset and march down with the Lord.
Man, both of these teams not really giving each other an inch, and Ken unfortunately making... Well, I can't even blame him. It's not really that his fault. It's C-Cat's great timing on the resurrect. As soon as the immortality pops, it's just boom.
Analysis paralysis, part 2 electric boogaloo again. It's that same situation, right? So what do? Do I stop the Eve? Do I find where Hessa is? Because Naomi already pulled the ult. He already did the flicker wild charge, right?
Yeah.
So what do I do next?
Well, right now, it has to be defense right now. C-Cat is pulling this for the team. The box is deadly, and Falcon have to respect it, or at least stop it as early as possible.
Well, right now, they're going to lose their tier 2 here. Now it's Falcon on the defense. Ken with Tempest of Blades. There's a follow-up there. Chima just barely, as Ken's able to survive here. It's Falcon fighting for their lives. I'm your ATM. I'm going to get pulled a little bit, but quite tanky now on this Fredrin as another turret falls here. Falcon has to defend their base. They've already lost the bottom side. They could possibly lose the top one as well. Naomi goes in with the wild charge. Real world manipulation, able to find all the targets they need, but it's Justin that grabs the kill. He's still going to be alive. 3 fall for Burn X Flash. Justin has to be careful here, but it's Chima and D7 on the run.
Oh, that was such a fat ult coming in from Zipex. He got so much value out of it. Even actually seeing when you see Ken jumping into the backlines, less hesitation this time, forcing C-Cat to actually get out of there and using the Winter Truncheon super early on into the fight.
It's come to the point where Falcon's box is so much bigger than Burn, and it's so much easier to activate. Chima goes down.
Payback.
That's about it.
That's going to be it right here as they focus on this mid lane turret. Falcon looking to end the game. It's only D7 for now. Falcon Esports looking to take the first game for themselves in day 1 as they work on the base and take the game.
Oh my goodness, and just like that, it's Falcon Esports putting themselves on the board. Congratulations.
The Falcon has landed, folks.
The Falcon has landed. This is what we were waiting to see.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like this is one of the, so far from day 1, one of the closest games we've had. I mean, in a way.
One of the closest and scrappiest games, both in the same best of 1.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the first 5 minutes were very mum.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the ults came up and both teams had an idea of what the other was willing to do and put on the board, they're like, all right, gloves are off, pal.
Yeah, sorry, I knew the cameras come back on. I have to look big again. Don't worry, guys. But yes, Falcon indeed, putting themselves on the board is going to be huge for them, at least to try and contest for the upper brackets. It's going to be a make it or break it for them at the very least, but we'll see at the end of the competition. But for now, wow, Burn X Flash as a debut, already looking kind of sick.
Yeah, I mean, they put up a good fight. Honestly, towards the end there, it could have gone either way, right? I know you mentioned that the Falcons about to take off, right? But at the same time, it looked like they were on the retreat too before all that kind of unfolded here.
They needed to refuel.
They had to circle on back.
I mean, I don't know. When I looked at that draft initially, I felt like, okay, yeah, it feels this is very Falcon. The Burning Flash actually coming up with some really good stuff. It really shows how much everybody has come with their A game here on day number 1.
But just the same, again, what we mentioned, which was partly a joke, came out as the actual truth, right? Let Hesa carry.
Yeah.
So much was on the back of that carry, this young man, a Filipino player, an import for the Khmer, and maybe 70%, 80% of this game, he was doing what he could. And again, he was putting so much on the mind of the young player, Ken, right?
Yeah.
Analysis paralysis twice. In this game, it was very clear that the Link could not find its target, but eventually it was just too much to ask.
It really was too much to ask. And eventually dropping like my pectorals at this point of time, you can drop the ball, you can fall off. Let's look at the items and really break this down.
Here we go again. We mentioned the NBK, right? The no
NBK.
boots carry, and it was eventually gonna get there. So far, he only built that Athena shield last. He was starting to feel the sting of Zip X, and of course, Justin on the Faramis. It's no joke. Again, it's all about displacement, right? Burn X Flash, yes, you can relocate with that Eve and the Matilda, but when it comes down to the Guardian's Barrier, the Shadow Stampede, and then don't get me started on where Yellow Flash gets in your face. All right? And we saw that quite a bit. Yeah, 3-5-11. He made that 11 count, especially with a 20 kill count for Falcon. 20 minutes. I love it. This is a scrappy game.
Yeah.
It really is a scrappy game. My personal, you know, a bit of a pet peeve at this point in time. CCAT, his entire building for the team, trying to be as util-oriented as possible, but he is just picking up kills after kills after kills. I wish he decided, you know what? It's my time. I want to greed out. Give me
Holy Crystal.
Holy Crystal, Divine Glaive. Give me some big boy guns.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking the otherwise. Given the build on this Eve, eyes on Seacat, right? I was expecting it to at least him for the build Brute Force Breastplate. Recently got
That's
buffed,
true.
right? And we usually see that on Battle Mages like Eve.
That is true. It's tough. It really is tough because you have to itemize it as best as you can. But one of the longer games here today, 20 minutes and 21 seconds. Let's have a look once again at the overall stats. Yeah, that's what I want is 82% coming from both CCAT and as well as D7 in teamfight team participation.
Yep, I'm loving how it's actually Naomi who took the most damage. You're putting it on the right target. Again, you're in your opponent's face, you're displacing them. Naomi did so much for Falcon's lineup.
I think in the early game, it was a little like, there were moments of like, oh, wasn't expecting these moves. I kind of whiffed here and there, but once he had, you know, focused up, got super sharp, it made all the difference.
And I like that you asked that question earlier on in the game, Gideon. When does this Harith pick from ZipX come online, right? And then he ends up being, right, damage dealt, the carry here. But yeah, it took some time. It did take some time for him. He did have that mystery shot for him, but once it was there to fight, you had that decision. Do we fight in the real world manipulation? Because now we've got the Zaman Force and you can go in that battle as well. And it actually worked out really well for them. And it wasn't just a, oh no, we're all caught in this real world manipulation.
Nuh-uh. They were using it as an offensive tool. Again, it's that emergency button. Suddenly, it's mine, and I can say ZipX has done more than redeem himself from the first game they played today.
I absolutely agree.
He has earned the mantle and the huge target on Falcon's back. Like, him alone, I love it.
He's already increased Falcon's bounty by, I don't know, a good amount of money, but let's have a look at, of course, our MVP of this game. Can you guess it? Because I certainly can. Pull it up. It's ZipX coming in from Falcon Esports.
Yep,
That's the badge.
There it is.
Right?
Yep. 5, 2, and 12.
5, 2, and 12. He's killing it. But I don't know. There was a lot of moments, right, when ZipX, again, the first mistake happened. People probably were doubting him. But you can expect the rest of Falcon actually adapting. Each and every time you saw the box, they just got faster, better, more efficient at dealing with it.
And here's what I'm saying, right? NBH, as a gold laner, as a core hero, it's going to come to the point where the boots don't matter, especially when things get really scrappy. Look at his build.
No boots.
Yeah.
No boots.
He's just rocking all damage, and then there's that one immortality. Because again, in my own box, it's possible for it to be a kill box,
Yeah.
but not just my kill box, right? So I could die here, so you just keep going, and that's what the concentrated energy is for, which eventually led to 85% kill participation and only 2 deaths. I could not remember a single time he died. I can't.
Well, I mean, there were moments where, yes, he's dominating the lane, and then there was one of these fights where
here.
caught in the side. Yes, that's when he goes down. But you notice it's all about adapting to how Burn utilizes this box. And once you see Falcon thinking of new, better ways. Oh, maybe we have to use the Tempest of Blades to cancel it out. Doesn't work? Okay, maybe Lapu Lapu with Naomi. We can maybe get a combo going in there. You know what? They came down to the final moments of this game saying, you know what? This box, we're fighting in it. We're going to make sure we punish you.
It was like a real-time adjustment because as we're seeing from the highlights, right, you see how many times BurnX won with that real-world manipulation, and then at some point, Falcon's like, you know what, we're going to take the fight to them, and that's where they really started utilizing it.
Yeah, and it's a perfect foil because the way Zipex played here reminds me of Hessa from older seasons of MPLPH. Yeah, no. He plays a mean Harith as well. So you'll see here they're mirroring movements. You'll see how Zipex just dashes out of the real world manipulation or dashes out of the range of ATM's taunt. And that allows for him to just keep going forever, on and on and on. And the fact is, Burn doesn't have a Ling-like hero, doesn't have a Lapu Lapu-like hero, so that allows Zipex to just go roughshod, unstoppable.
Truly unstoppable. Day one has been full of action-packed Mobile Legends action, and my God, I'm sweating here because these games have really started to heat up.
Are you sure it's not because you put these heat packs?
My pectorals. I had to remove them. It was just, I don't know how you big boys do it, but man, the size of your pectorals really adds up onto the heat. I'm just saying.
It's the matches. It's the matches.
Totally.
And it's Burn X Flash. And it's Falcon.
Totally. Yeah, that's where I was going with it. But for the most part, hopefully you guys have been enjoying these games as much as we have here in the arena. So far, Jakarta has been treating us real good, but so have these games. The upcoming game, though, oh boy, that's what we're waiting for. It's Onyx versus Todak. I don't know about you guys, but I've heard a lot of stuff coming in from both of these teams.
Todak won their first match tonight in dominant fashion, and Onyx won the recent MPL in the same way. Hey, I'm not even talking about MPL Invitational just yet. So again, so much we can expect from this last match for the night. As Gani would say, I can't wait.
Well, I'm going to say what Gani would say. I can't wait.
With that being said, we here at the Caster's Desk wish you guys